Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Big Gauchos, the stock investing show that's completely out of pocket to help put money in your pocket. I'm Austin, back here with the boys once again.
What up, guys? It's Big Gaucho Tyler.
Hey, David's here. Hopefully, everyone had a great weekend, and we got some pretty big news today. So let's kick her off.
Yes, we do. And the first piece of news coming out of our hometown in Phoenix, Arizona. Um,
Hey,
don't know, don't know that we get the recognition enough, but we got Nikola, everyone's favorite, most volatile stock. Their private investors are going to soon be able to exercise warrants to sell 52.5 million shares of the company. And that's going to come up on July 6th. And the reason that's happening is because they just had a merger with Vixco. And so they're going to, the part of the agreement for the private investor stocks was that 30 days after the merger, they could begin to sell their shares. So they purchased those shares originally at 11.50, and if you've been following Nikola's really wild ride, they're up to about $65 a share at closing today. So
wow.
yeah, you could have cashed out pretty big.
Definitely. I mean, it's interesting. Nikola's a interesting company. It's kind of like Tesla, where they're in the electric vehicle market.
Exactly, but they do trucks, and I just want to make a correction. I said Vixco earlier. It's actually, oh, I just lost it. I'm blanking on the name. Vecto IQ
Okay.
for clarification.
Okay. Well, it says right here Nikola was listed on June 3rd. So what is it? What are we on today? June 18th? June
Yeah,
15th.
so little less than a month until those private shares are going to come up.
That's
hmm
still crazy. It already doubled its price from its initial opening.
I know, it's absolutely nuts. I mean, I definitely don't think it's sustainable at all. And I just don't know if they'll actually be able to compete with Tesla. So
That's
plus
true.
once those 52.5 million shares get out there, the market's going to be so flooded and there's going to be a huge drop in their price.
It's gonna be a
Yeah.
bloodbath.
You think it's gonna go back down to $11?
I don't know if it'll go that low. I'm thinking maybe 20s or 30s though.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Hey, if it goes to 20, I'll buy a couple stocks. Just because.
Just for fun.
Yeah, I mean those trucks I mean the pictures on the PowerPoint look kind of cool. I'm not gonna
They're
lie, I
pretty
would like to rock
nuts.
one of those.
They are pretty nuts. Hey, let us know if you're watching on YouTube or if you're on Instagram or Apple Podcasts or whatever. Leave us a comment if you want us to go to the Nikola facility because turns out we're only about 30 minutes away. So
Yo, Stock Adventures, Nikola Incorporate.
Maybe
big
do a little
stock adventure.
tour.
Yeah,
Ask the tour guide some questions about their stock. Try to probe some insider information and give it to the other big gauchos.
Yeah, we won't be doing that if the SEC is listening. But we will report the most information we can for you guys.
we'll definitely talk to their CEO and president. Get some one-on-one interview from him.
Hopefully, but yeah, I think it's way too big of a risk, and it's gonna drop super soon. So if you're trying to get a swing trade in on it, you better sell off before July 6th. Is the moral of the story.
Yeah. I think it has some promise. I think, you know, electric cars are most likely the way of the future at some point. So I see why it's such a high stock price, even though they haven't really produced profits, because
Exactly.
people are just assuming that eventually they will produce profits because of market drive, which I don't know. It's not entirely flawed, but it's definitely a long term, but it could be like Tesla where Tesla just shot up and is crazy high right now.
hmm It
Yeah, you never
definitely could
know.
be. There's no reason it couldn't, but they haven't produced a profit yet either.
hmm
So
Have they
it's
produced cars and whatnot? Like, is it like being sold right now on the market?
their facility in Coolidge isn't even fully constructed. So
Oh, okay. So they haven't even started
yeah,
making cars yet, have they?
I don't believe so. No.
Okay, watch. When they start making cars, then they're gonna start making profits. That's my call.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, they
like
also produce those you see on the right side, those semis.
Hmm.
semis use a lot of uh, there's a lot of upkeep costs, and maintaining the engine and also the fuel,
Tires.
tires, yeah, too. But if you switch to electric, I know that building an electric car is a lot cheaper than building a diesel or a gasoline car, and the parts are really readily exchangeable within the company that makes it.
Right.
So I think it might be more profitable for people who are driving semis to switch to maybe electric.
As long as it doesn't impact the towing capacity, because that's usually a big deal.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
true, huh? The workload.
Yeah, exactly. But I agree with Dave. It might be profitable in the long term, so it depends on how much risk you're willing to assume.
True.
I
Or,
mean,
sometimes people are talking about having driverless semis, and maybe it might be electric driverless semis at some point.
That'd be so
Never know.
crazy.
you
Yeah.
heard it here, folks. Nikola is the next Tesla.
It just might be. There's other companies out there that we're going to talk about that are high risk and not profitable, which Nikola isn't that right now, but the one that's on everybody's mind, and especially ours, is Hertz. Our favorite. Tyler and I had a little bit of a disaster today. There's a
Uh,
there's a big news piece that came out that said their stock investors are almost certainly going to get wiped out of their shares, so it's effectively going to be worth $0. So
Hmm.
as a result, I do something I don't normally do today, and I sold at a loss on Hertz.
rip.
Just
I
just had
mean,
to just had to cut my losses, and rather than lose 100% of the investment.
I feel you, honestly. I currently have all my Hertz still, but we'll see what happens in the long run. If they get out of this bankruptcy, then I'll make some money. If not, then I take a loss. I'm willing to gamble, so gotta do for the big gauchos.
Yeah, I don't know if I should call buying Hertz stock investing. I mean, Tyler's right. It's just gambling at that point.
Guys, can you hear me? We get a nod. Yeah, y'all can hear me?
Yeah, they can hear you.
Yeah.
June 29th, Nikola's going to be in Phoenix with a little expo presentation. If they deliver their stupid hydrogen battery, it's going to skyrocket. I had a chance. It was at 15 went public. Nikola's stock. I was thinking about investing around 1,000. She went up to 82. No further comments.
Wait, what was
Thank
that
you.
date, Kev? Oh, already happened. Oh, June 29th, they're gonna do it.
Yeah.
June
Right.
29th. That's
Yeah, we know. We're gonna do a tour.
That's Tyler's brother that just came in. You heard it
Baby
here
gaucho
first.
Kevin.
Baby Gouch Kevin. Yeah, you got that expo coming in. So yeah, watch out for that. But where are we at? Oh yeah, Hertz. we're screwed on Hertz. That's the bottom line. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, the reason why they were predicting that the stock will be worth nothing really soon is because I think we were talking about this a little bit on Friday, maybe, or maybe it was
Yeah.
Wednesday, where a bankruptcy judge approved Hertz to sell an additional $1 billion worth of stock, which, if their stock price is around $2 right now, that's pretty much 500 million shares flooding into the market. So that's really why the price is driving down.
Mm-hmm. That, and they were saying today that on top of that, people are certainly going to get wiped out. They're saying the only way that stockholders would even get like a fraction of what the price of the shares are right now is if the company manages to pay off all their creditors right now, and they have about $19 billion in debt and effectively no income because travel is basically non-existent at the moment.
Yeah, and Hertz is doing these flash sales on a lot of their cars right now. I went on their website. I was looking at some prices. So yeah, I mean, if you guys want us to do like a quick video comparing Hertz's car prices to like local prices, we could definitely look into that and see if it's actually worth it or not to buy from them.
Yeah, that's next week's challenge video. You have to run on foot for 200 miles, and the loser has to buy a brand new car from Hertz.
Love that.
So tune in for that next week.
I'll
If
be
we're
working
still
on my
alive.
cardio this week.
Yeah,
Me
yeah,
too.
I'll have to. And then we also got El Dorado Resorts about to complete a merger with Caesars. They're saying it's going to happen in July, worth about $17.5 billion. And El Dorado owns 23 properties in 11 states, and Caesars owns about 50 properties. So it would be quite the casino conglomerate if
Oh
the deal
yeah.
still goes through. They're still going full steam ahead right now, even with everything going on. They just have to get it approved by the right authorities, and they'll be good to go.
So would they be trading under the ticker CZR when they officially merge then?
Yeah, Caesars is acquiring El Dorado, and if you're following stock prices, El Dorado is not a bad price. It's about $38, but you can pick up some Caesars for about $11.50.
Nice,
Wow.
nice. That's pretty
Yeah,
cheap. So
so
you get some
um,
good stuff.
yeah, it might not be bad. I don't know what they're going like what price per share they're going to pay for El Dorado, but that's why I'm a little hesitant because it is $38 a share. But maybe some Caesars or some Caesars calls. They do have a lot more debt than MGM, but it could still be a buy,
Hmm. Yeah,
especially
and for
with this
people out
merger.
there, some properties that El Dorado owns is, of course, El Dorado in Las Vegas, Silver Legacy in Vegas, Circus Circus. They
Hey.
also own Tropicana in Atlantic City. Those are probably like their biggest known properties.
Tropicana and Circus Circus are huge in Vegas for sure.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
my childhood.
Hmm. Gambling from a young age.
Sure.
That was everyone's childhood, I think. So I think I might. The point of what I was trying to say earlier with cutting the losses on Hertz is I might just roll it over into some Caesars and see what happens because it's more stable and not bankrupt.
You're right.
Yeah, I
I don't
mean that
know.
it's a good call. I like it.
We'll
Yeah,
see
we'll
what
see
I
what
do with
happens.
my Hertz. I don't know what I'm gonna do. We'll see what happens the next 2 days. If it doesn't go up another 150%, then I'll sell.
150. If it goes up 150%, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be so sad.
It's okay, Asti.
It's all right. It's all right. Sometimes you got to cut your losses. You got to know when to cash out.
Yeah, keep it at 40%.
That's
Yeah.
right. Or sometimes you got to know when to stop burning money, like United Airlines. They're trying to get
Oh,
a $5 billion loan to slow down their cash burn because next quarter, third quarter, they're estimating they're going to be burning $30 million per day. Yeah, that's quite steep, isn't it?
That
yeah.
is a lot of money.
It's mostly
I,
maintenance too on the planes because it's so expensive and they're only flying a quarter of their fleet.
I'm personally invested in United Airlines. Bought them at
Oh,
$20. They're at like 35 some, which is
okay.
nice. So I'm a little bit biased on this. So I think this is a great move by them. They understand that they're losing money, and they also understand that the interest rates are very low. So by taking money from the Fed Reserve or the banks, they won't have to pay as much throughout the loan life of the loan. And I like how they quantified how much money they're going to lose. So now shareholders and stock investors understand where they're at financially. So this is definitely a lot clearer. So the clarity is there, and I think that gives United a little bit of a leg up to invest in.
Hmm.
I'd,
Yeah,
I'd
so
agree.
according to their estimates, they will be able to survive about close to 170 days before they run out of that $5 billion loan, if they actually get it.
Right, which who knows what amount they would get or how long the how long the travel restrictions are going to be up and closed borders and all that because I mean you think about it they're not getting international travel either because the borders are closed here.
Hmm.
So buy.
Yeah, I'd say it might be a good buy right now and they're down to $39 so that's not too bad. It's not COVID crash levels but it's pretty good.
Definitely.
I
Definitely.
think I think Tyler's right. They definitely have a better chance of survival than like Spirit and Delta and all that don't have the cash to get through this.
Hmm.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. United's a pretty staple company.
Yeah,
Um,
they used to be known for beating their passengers. Now they're known for surviving any coronavirus pandemic.
Jesus.
That's true. Pretty sure they beat up like, well, one guy for sure by the security.
Oh
Crip.
yeah, the Asian doctor, huh? I remember that video.
Yeah, he got dragged off the plane, like beat up by the security guards because he
Jesus.
didn't want to leave the flight.
That's a pretty crazy video.
But I guess United's coming back. They did a lot of PR for that, but that's neither here nor there. Kind of a disaster though.
True.
Yeah, everything's a disaster in the airlines industry.
Mm-hmm. And not just the airline industry around the world. The economic injury disaster loans are now open to more of the small businesses and not necessarily just agriculture, because they're starting to realize that the pandemic's affecting a lot of other businesses that aren't in just that one category. You know, obviously there's a lot of mom and pop businesses that are closing. So
Mhm.
what do you boys think about this? And there might be a second wave of stimulus checks too.
Yeah, I've been hearing about the second wave of stimulus checks, and I think, you know, it probably should happen just because I know a lot of Americans are probably financially hurt pretty severely by the pandemic. And I think it's about time that, they start recognizing that, hey, small businesses are affected way harder than some of these corporations that were allowed to remain open.
That's right.
Because like Walmart, Target, and of course, supermarkets were allowed to be open, and but some small, souvenir shops or whatever were forced to close, and they can't weather the storm, so they had to call a towel.
They definitely did. So do you boys think that I mean, I guess no one's really opposed to it, but I guess I get what Dave's saying. Just because I mean we just talked about it ourselves. You know, United's getting $5 billion, so
Yeah, I
Yeah, and
mean,
also,
you can go ahead.
I was gonna say, shop local, everybody. Give your local mom and pop shop some love. They've been through a lot, and they try to give back to the community. So definitely support them.
yes, sir. That's very true as well.
I agree with that. But we also got news that the government is allowing the Federal Reserve to buy up to $750 billion of corporate bonds.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
Yeah. So the market today was red up until they announced this, and then it shot up, 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 up.
I know. Just when we thought we were getting a break and a buy day, it just goes away like
Seriously.
that.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm not really too sure how I feel about that yet. I mean, of course, it's going to stimulate the economy, but, it's hard to
At
see
what
what the
cost?
repercussions are going to be.
Right. Exactly. And a lot of these are junk, and they're double B minus, which is 3 ratings below the distinction between junk and investment grade.
Jesus.
So, I mean, it's not necessarily great, stuff to be buying anyway, but still, I mean, we can't artificially stimulate the economy forever,
hmm Well, if 2008 repeats itself and the rating companies are fraudulent, then double B minus may be junk, junk, junk. You never know.
That's what I'm thinking. You guys have seen Wolf of Wall Street, right?
One of my favorite
Yeah.
movies of all time.
Yeah, it's a fun one. Or The Big Short. I think it was in The
Oh,
Big
that's a good one
Short
too.
actually. Yeah,
With
that's
the
one of the
Yeah,
Jenga.
you're
the
referring to
Jenga,
the
yeah, yeah.
short. Yeah.
Yeah, with that's what I think of when I heard double B minus. I was like, oh no, it's the Jenga pyramid
Oh man.
in 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 Michael Baum's office. I love that movie.
I remember him taking the pieces and just chucking them at the trash can.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I think of when I hear that. So I hope Dave's right, because that would be a lot of good opportunity for us, and our country wouldn't have an artificially inflated dollar as bad.
Dude.
Yeah.
And I don't know. This economy is just and just the reality of what's happening is just it's just completely two different things. It mind boggles me.
It really does for me too. Well, it's pretty much just gambling at this point. Kind
Seriously.
of like our first biggest winner of the day, but who wants to do it?
Run that track.
There we go. Gambling Kings, Draft Kings, up 13.31%. Yeah, ha ha ha. Please laugh. Higher first quarter earnings is the reason that they're going up today. That's pretty much it. And then sports are going to start soon. And I know Tyler mentioned a couple episodes ago that the NBA was starting to come back.
Yep.
Yeah.
So NBA back.
Maybe
then gambling back.
we'll do a challenge where, we do some bets on some NBA games.
just straight up sports betting.
Yeah, I'm all for that.
Yeah, we'll play some bets and then we'll watch the game and we'll record our reactions and how anxious we are about losing our bet.
That'd be pretty funny. We can go to Vegas and do it in a real sports betting room.
Because we're only gonna bet for the underdogs. We're getting that plus 1,000.
That's right. The riskiest one of all. Yeah, just like our stock buying is risky only.
Suns winning the championship. 100 on it.
Okay, yeah, I can't be losing money like that, but
we'll say the Suns make the playoffs. How about that?
All right, yeah, I could do that. D-Book's my guy, so I think they'll get it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then on a less exciting note, Antero Midstream Corporation is up 15.9%. And they're already in financial ruin, so that should make them a good buy for me and Tyler automatically. They're a natural gas driller, so that's where they came in today.
Okay. I mean,
yeah, so pretty stable for the day, pretty modest gains.
Yeah, it wasn't honestly, like last week where we had like plus 50% every day.
Oh man, that was crazy.
I know. I mean, even I remember our losers last week. Some of them were like 3%.
That was plus 3%, by the way, too.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah, the biggest losers are actually positive this week too. No, I'm just kidding. They might as well be. I mean, the losses are barely anything.
Mm-hmm. But hey, awesome. We are 1 for 1 on very high risk investments. We did Luck and Coffee, which was a win.
That's right.
We did Hertz in the beginning, which was a win.
Yeah.
And then our second Hertz buy was a L. So we're 2-1 right now. Not bad.
Yeah. It doesn't count if you lose money. So yeah, we're batting 400.
Yeah, not bad.
Not at all, man. Maybe we should do Vonage Holdings next. That might be a good company. I don't know if you guys remember that. How they have phone service like over the internet and in the cloud. They used to have those commercials about how you could get your own landline.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just old, but
no, I remember those.
Yeah. They were like Vonage lets me go everywhere, but they're down 5.59% today. Big sad.
Yeah.
Big sad.
Yeah, I think it also has to do with the clouds being less used now that stuff is reopening. Probably.
Yeah, definitely that, and Skype and Zoom. Skype's free, and then Zoom's a lot cheaper than Vonage.
They gotta lower their prices.
Might be paying for a name at that point.
Mm-hmm.
True. And the second biggest loser of the day is LG, down 5.02%. And if you don't know what LG is, just look at the device you're listening to this podcast on, and more than likely, the screen is produced by LG.
That's right. Or just any TV ever in the last 10 years, it's probably LG.
Yeah, so they make screens for computers, monitors, TVs, of course. So they're down a little bit, and it's a pretty good company. They've been around for a very long time. So this little dip may be the option to go in.
Yeah, I would trust that they're. Yeah, it's for Tyler. I'd say their cash reserves are probably fine too. But also, not only that, they make phones sometimes too. I don't know if you guys remember the LG Flex, that phone that was curved, the smartphone.
Oh yeah.
So big it had the curve in it. That was weird, but
Dude, my first smartphone, I believe, was an LG.
really,
Yeah, I think so. It was like an old beater phone, and it had a touchscreen. I thought it was the coolest thing ever.
yeah, the trap phone.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, I mean, they've been around forever. I don't see them going anywhere.
Yeah, and people are always going to use TVs and need to get new monitors for their computers. We got to get our dual monitor set up for our gaming computers.
That's right. That's right. Heavy duty supplies. And then we got some stocks falling asleep on us. Not really. They're actually all doing well. DocuSign is the first one, and it's kind of in the name. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of it. It's just online document signatures. So it's great for real
Oh,
estate and other companies like that need a lot of signatures online, but due to the pandemic, can't meet in person. So
hmm
speaks for itself. They're going up and up and up.
Yeah, and even before the pandemic, when I had to resign my lease for my apartment, I had to go through DocuSign, or that's what the apartment did.
Exactly. And they give
okay.
such great pricing to businesses that most of them use DocuSign anyway.
That's nice, nice.
I know I
I'm gonna
personally use
sign.
it all the time.
I'm gonna sign my life away. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna do that.
It's good for waivers. I'm gonna
uh,
sign our wagers for the sports betting challenge in
mhm.
2 weeks.
I gotta sign our disclaimers.
That's right. And
True.
then Simon Property Group coming up. It's a mall real estate investment trust. And that's good and all, but I mean, let's be honest, when was the last time anyone went to a mall? Right?
Mm,
It's like that can't be why they're going up and all the malls are closed. Well, it turns out they're in talks and negotiations to buy out JCPenney.
Yo, they're coming back.
They might be coming back from the dead.
Oh, I love JCPenney.
I do too, but it'd be cool if they get bought out. I think they definitely need some better guidance and management because their problem was they just never marketed to new customers, so their customers kept on getting older and older, and
And
um,
dying.
uh, I guess maybe a little bit, but yeah, that most young people don't really go to JCPenney's, and that's what their problem lies.
No, they don't. It's because they don't carry a bunch of like major brands typically.
Mhm.
hmm
It's not really their core customer base.
Yeah, but
So
it'd be interesting. I'd love to see that happen, and maybe JCPenney's can get back to its former glory at some point.
yeah,
I'm
it
all
does
for
make
that.
sense. I am too. I am too. I'd love to see a big box store come back out of this, but to be determined.
To be determined.
Yes, sir.
And then the last sleeper stock of the day is Comcast under the ticker CMCSA.
Yes, sir. Big cable and internet provider. I know they're not huge in Phoenix, but they are around in Tucson and more remote areas. So they definitely have an invaluable service, very in demand if you need it. It's kind of niche. And
hmm
so um, what they have going on is basically cable and internet. So
Yeah, you can't go wrong with that. It's pretty much an essential at this point. Maybe not cable, but I think internet for sure is probably an essential at this point in our lives. At
Ugh.
least,
yeah,
like
especially
I
during
know
the
I couldn't live
pandemic.
without internet right now.
No, I couldn't either for sure.
What's internet?
My man knows. So I don't know if I'll invest in it, but it's kind of on a similar trend as I don't know if you guys remember when we talked about Costco, but they haven't
Mhm.
really seen any major dips. So that's positive.
Yeah, no dips is good
Like Costco.
sometimes.
What's that?
I said like Costco.
Yep, exactly. Exactly. So very stable if you want to park your money there, but I'm not sure about the dividends.
True, true, true.
True. Do you know who has good dividends?
Was that
Investco.
Invesco? Yeah,
Yeah.
they do. They do have good dividends, but I'm scared of the whole mortgage thing. It just happens sometimes.
It's okay, Nasty.
Hey,
Are you
man.
trying to pump our stock?
No, I'm not trying to pump your stock. I'm only trying to
I'm talking
pump
to Tyler.
Anchor.
I'm pumping.
Pump Anchor.
I'm only trying to pump Anchor because they're paying us for that.
Yeah, we got to get Anchor some pump.
That's right. That's right. Hit that ad right now. Thanks for setting me up for a good transition on that one.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
It was a total alley-oop.
I love that. Alley-oop.
All right. Well, we have an interesting predicament for the predictions tomorrow. It was a little bit unpredictable today, and we had an act of treason committed actually within this little wager we have going on. Kanal actually picked 50 points over than me at the last minute, and I'm a gentleman, so I let him have it, but it pissed me off. So I'm gonna be petty, and actually, I'm not gonna say what I'm gonna do on the podcast because there's a chance he might listen to it before the market opens. So, yeah. With that said, he'll
No,
just have
you
to
got
say
to
it
say
after.
it. You have to
You
say
have
it.
to. He
Oh
doesn't listen. He
no,
won't get to this part.
he'll have time to listen in the morning.
No. You're fine.
He's
Just
sleeping.
All right, I'm just gonna
Podcast doesn't come out till 8 o'clock tomorrow.
no 5 a.m.
I mean, you think he's gonna wake up at 5 a.m.?
yeah, to listen to our show. Everyone does.
That's true, but like, all right, Osti.
All right, you guys go first. I'll think about my level of disclosure here.
All right, well, you know what he did, right?
What?
Who?
Kanal already said he said that he's doing 25,900.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna undercut him like as close as I can.
All right, well, the Dow Jones closed at 25,700 today on a crazy green day.
Yeah.
It literally was in the gutter, 1,000 points and went up today from where it opened.
I can only wonder if it's going up or down tomorrow. I'm not sure.
It's hard to tell. Hard to
It's
tell.
it's anybody's game just because we did have the good news about the stimulus today, and it's
I'm gonna,
sparking a big comeback. So, um, I don't know.
I'm gonna say 25. Oh man, I wanna say Green Day. I feel like it's gonna be a Green Day tomorrow.
All right,
Yeah,
then do it.
I can
No
go if you
way.
want.
You wanna go now?
Yeah, I'll go.
All right, go.
All right, I made my final decision. So I think it'll be green tomorrow, just because it's never red anymore, and I'm gonna pick 25,901. And that's all. It's only because Canal picked 25,9, and that was some treason yesterday. So I hope he doesn't listen to this in time.
I respect it. I think I'm gonna have to do a little thing and go with 25,902.
No, you're not.
Wow.
No, you're not,
Nah, I'm just kidding. No, I mean,
bro. I would quit the show right now.
in my heart, I want to say it's a Green Day, but the best odds of me winning would be going red. But I'm not a snake, so I'm not going to be doing that. I'm going to go with green. I'm going to say it's going to go to 26,150.
Okay,
Wow.
it's a nice spread. That's a big gain for one day.
No,
Well,
that's chump change.
It's chump change.
so before you said that, Dave, I put in my number.
Was it that number?
No, it wasn't.
Oh,
I was gonna go bear with you. I thought we were gonna go bear together.
Do 25,899.
No, I'm not doing that. I said 25,500.
25.
Okay.
Okay, so a little dip.
Yeah, I think a little like 300-point dip wouldn't be too bad.
It's respectable.
So yeah, I think we got Canola unlocked this time. He's definitely not winning.
I hope so, dude. He's being a little weasel about it.
So yeah, let's see how it goes. We have Austin David on the higher end, and then I got the low end just in case. We should
Yep.
be all right.
And can all pick 25,900 just for anyone listening. So what I'm gonna do is the market opens at 6:30 a.m. Mountain Standard Time in Arizona. So I'm just gonna text my number at 6:29 so he can't change his.
Yeah, so if you're not watching on YouTube, you won't see the score count, but as of right now, first place is a tie. It's a tie between Kanal and I. We both have 12 wins each, and then, far in second place, very far in second place, I might add. Austin's at 7, and Tyler's at 6. So right
Not
now
that
it's
far off.
it's a we have a pretty gigantic lead, and we probably will be set for the next couple of months here. If we start messing around, then I don't think it's possible for us to lose our lead. But I'm just trying to get the top of mountain and get my trophy and just hold on to it for all
Bro,
eternity.
bro,
Yeah,
watch it
well.
close at like 25,902 tomorrow when Canal comes to my house and kills me.
I'm going on a 3-0 run. I'm gonna win this. I'm gonna win this whole week. 3 in a row, right here.
3 in a row. All right.
All right, you need it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I do.
we need to catch him, Tyler. We got to stick together.
Yeah, we got this, boy.
Bear Gang prevails, but you'll just have to come back and see if that's true. So I want to thank everyone for listening. We hope you enjoyed the show. Leave us a voice message on anchor.fm/gauchos or biggauchos.com. If you want to send in an investing tip, we might play it on the show. Tyler, disclaimer, please.
All right, guys. Quick disclaimers, because we love disclaimers. We are not licensed brokers, and that everything said in this podcast / YouTube video / any type of video or content you're watching this on is our opinions from our experiences. So that means we are not liable for any loss gains, but we are directly liable for all gains because we want you guys to make money while we make money as well. So, definitely do your research, do your due diligence before you invest money. And with that being said, please follow us on all our social medias. Please like and subscribe. We need every subscriber. Dave, let the people know what our Instagram is.
Yeah, so the Instagram, it's pretty simple. Just look at the name of the podcast or the YouTube channel and type that into Instagram. It's at Big Gauchos, and you'll find us. So give us a follow. Check out the posts. We post some funny stuff sometimes. So yeah, we post highlights of the podcast and other stuff. So just go check it out. And yeah.
That's Gauchos is in Gauchos. You can also find it on Apple Podcasts. Remember, if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, leave us a rating and a review. If you enjoyed the show, it's very helpful to us. On that note, I want to wish you a good night from Arizona. We hope you made some money today.